No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. We got motherfucking G Herbo on the show today, and I'm very, very excited about it. How you feeling?
What's up, bro? Chilling, man.
Chilling, man. I met you, I don't know if you remember, I met you a few months ago when I was in, like, Pump's trailer at the...
You just said that at, that was at Rolling Loud,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I remember. That was the only time I met Pump, for real, so I knew exactly what time you was talking about.
Oh, okay.
And I had to re-visualize that moment, because I got good memory. I'm like, yeah, he was in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of people. It was only, like, y'all and, like, a few girls or something.
It's funny you say girls, because we had to edit all that footage crazy, because there's a certain rapper who walked onto the trailer, and it was like, there was a couple girls who were saying hi to Pump, but they're like actresses, like 14-year-old Disney actresses. Yeah. And when this one rapper walks on, he goes, "Damn, Pump, you got all the bitches." And we're all just standing there. Pump called me right after, like, "Yo, don't use that clip. He's gonna look crazy."
Crazy as fuck, man.
Yeah.
He funny as shit.
He didn't get a chance to like look at what it was actually going on.
So he said in front of them too?
Yeah. It was mad funny.
Funny as fuck.
It wasn't Pump, it was someone else.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, whoever that is, funny as shit. He bold as fuck.
He just had no idea what was going on. I mean, if the girls had turned around, he probably would have immediately realized, like, oh shit, this is not right. But yeah, man, how you feeling? You got this new project out. I was just listening to it. It's just fire.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling good. You know, I'm just in working mode, man. Grinding. I've been up since like 7 this morning. You know, I went to sleep at like, I don't even want to tell you, man, like 4 or 5, like 5. So I really didn't get no sleep for real.
You guys are crazy as fuck with these studio hours.
Yeah, man. I was in the studio, then up doing press. I really ain't been to sleep in like the past 2 days.
That's one of those press days for you. You got like 14 interviews and shit.
Yeah, this is literally one of those days. You like the 8th interview.
How do you feel though? What's your stamina level right now?
I'm eager. I'm still excited to go. You know, cause I'm always. I don't know. I feel like now I always put myself in a mood to work, even though like if my body tired, I won't really like be tired of doing what I'm doing. You know, like so. I got other like LA Leakers. I got that later, so I'm excited to do that. You know, shout out to LA Leakers.
LA Geekers.
Yeah.
I was because that's why I always think is like when you're interviewing a rapper, you want to just really try to think of what is the shit that they're really, really fucking sick of answering in a really boring manner that's just the same old shit.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Really with me, I don't really have like those kind of, problems. Like I just don't like cliche shit, like shit you see on the internet or stuff that really don't even matter. You know, when people ask me about shit like rap beefs and shit like that I don't even have nothing to do with. So that's the only questions I really don't answer. Anything else,
I feel like I listen to a lot of interviews where I feel like I'm reading like a script of their Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Because I'll go read. I read your Wikipedia page earlier today just to like get like a brief outline in my mind. But sometimes I could tell that the interviews are like fucking formulated completely based on that.
That's crazy. Yeah, see, I got to read my Wikipedia page. I don't even know what's on it. So I can start seeing, like, based off the shit they ask me, I know, like, where you getting these questions from.
Exactly. So what is it about Southside, though, that you and him just have that crazy-ass connection?
The thing with Southside, I just got off the phone with him literally before I walked in this interview. The thing with me and Southside is we got, like, a brother relationship already, so it's not really, like, a music-based relationship. That's not the relationship we got with each other. That's like my brother at the end of the day. So when it is music, is we really trying to push each other to be the best we could be. We already brothers, so it's like it's not no flags or punches you could pull. It's some shit like he want me to talk about a certain topic, he gonna say, talk about this topic. He not gonna hesitate to say it. Or if you want to say delete this line, he not gonna hesitate to say it.
Really?
Versus other producers, they might do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like often they just pull the beat up and tell you do whatever. And I feel like me and him got that chemistry where we try to create. We want to create not music and moments too. So.
Damn, so that's pretty crazy. I'm always fascinated when like I find out about rappers who have relationships with their engineers or producers who actually like they're willing to tell them the truth or tell them like, yo, you should change this bar up. Yeah. That's crazy that you and Southside have that kind of thing going though. Do you feel like it's more him as a beat maker in particular, or is it just that the relationship is so good that it's the
Yeah,
relationship.
I feel like a little bit of both because he don't really make beats for anybody. You know, he not gonna really cultivate anybody or tell nobody what to do or even lock in with people. Like he only got like a select few artists.
Right.
He probably really gonna even lock in and get in the studio with, you know, and even then he probably still not telling them do this or do that. You know, like we had conversations when he telling me previously, a long time ago, like, man, I'm trying to make this shit get on some, you know, I want to make this shit go number one. You feel? And it did go number one. You know, like he told me this shit early on, like, I'll make this shit go number one. Or, this shit gonna be a hit. Sure, he talk about this, rap about this. You know, like, kids he already know he been in them systems before.
Right.
So I got that trust level with him. I'm just like, all right, shit.
You never had a relationship with a producer that close before?
No, not really. I mean, other producers I have had like close relationships with, but not on that. I feel like that level, what music wise, where they like do this or pushing me to do this. It's always been we just build together. I got producers, we build. Give me, you know, beats, and we just do whatever, create however we create. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, those relationships are strong, and I wouldn't have them no other way. You got to still have those relationships where you able to let's just create miscellaneously. You know what I'm saying? Southside, me and him, we got like a pattern and a plan. We got certain ways we record, all kinds of shit, you know.
Yeah. What about the Big and Pac song that you guys did together? Is that a once in a lifetime opportunity that you guys can actually get on a track together, or is that just the energy was right?
Yeah, the energy was right, and that's why I was really kind of chime in on what I was just saying. Like, we got certain ways we record, you know, like sometimes he may be doing a song like 8 bars or something. I'll come in the studio or whatever, and he be like, man, you do this. You come in after me. I'll do the 8 bars like it's like I'm doing a feature, and then I'll go clean up the 8 bars before his verse, you know, like, and then it'll be my song, you know, like that's how we really did the Pac and Dre verse, but I just left like 2 bars of his open on purpose, you know. He wanted me to go over it and say everything differently in my own way, and I did, but I kept 2 of his bars still. And it's like we featured on the song, like, you know, and I'm pretty sure Dre done the same thing for Pac before, you know, just a producer kind of build and add on to the song just as much as the artist.
You feel like SZA needs to rap more than he currently does?
Yeah, if that's what he want to do, you know. Sometimes he have his moves if he want to rap, produce, because he can't rap. We just listened to one of his songs on the way here, you know. The shit, he really like could be a hard rapper if that's what he chose to do, you know. But
I didn't really know.
I know making beats is his passion for sure, 100%, you know. But he could do both. I
didn't really know about him as a producer until I started hearing him rap. And then that made me realize, like, that was the dude.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. Yeah. And a lot of his fans want him to rap, you know, because a lot of people, the same way as you, like, heard him on a verse, like, damn, this shit hard. And like, damn, that's Southside rapping. Because a lot of times I have songs with him, with both of us rapping, and I played it, like, in the studio or something. Oh, excuse me. I told you I've been up since 7 this morning, man. But
I like it.
Like, been in the studio and played songs, and people will hear it and they won't know it's Southside. They be like, damn,
who's this kid? He should get signed.
Ask who is it because they like it. You know, like, damn, who is that? And I'll be like, Southside. I'll be like, hell no, they ain't Southside.
It's like a weird thing in people's heads where they have a hard time accepting somebody as a rapper if they've already accepted them as a producer, or kind of vice versa.
That's hard. Yeah, it's hard, and especially nowadays where everybody's a critic, you know. So it's definitely hard. If you already known to the world as a producer, try to come out as a rapper. No, you already know to the world as a rapper. Try to come out as a producer, they not gonna like it. You know, you're gonna only have one of the two. So be able to do both is only few people that can do both. And Southside is one of them, you know. So you should definitely take advantage if you do have the ability to do both.
Right, yeah, for sure. I was thinking about earlier today is that I've always been like fascinated by you and Bibby. But then I've actually been around Bibby like 10 times just in the studio with Juice because he just always stayed posted up in there with him.
Yeah.
But how did you guys meet him?
How did we meet Juice?
Yeah.
We met Juice through my DJ right here.
Okay.
My DJ. Literally, I met Juice. I met him first through my DJ. My DJ knew him for a long time, probably, probably a year or some months. However long he knew him. He was playing his music, the record, the All Girls record, All Girls Out of Same. And when he played, I'm like, man, this shit hard. This kid hard as fuck. And I called him to the studio to do the record and shit, you know. And you know, I got a company and shit. I was gonna sign him. I'm like, man, this was before I dropped SWERVO. I'm in the process of doing that, and Shorty hard. Like, he wanted to keep, like, if you get him, you gotta go now.
So you knew as soon as you saw it, like, this shit's going up?
Yeah, hell yeah, I knew he was gone already, you know. So I'm like, man, shit, this shit. I called him to the studio to do the record. We did the record and shit, and then we just started fucking with him. You know, I introduced him to Bibby and his brother, and then we was in L.A. Then he came out to L.A. another time with Bibby and his brother, you know, and they started fucking with him. Cuffed him up, and then like 30 days later, he had went and did the deal with Interscope and shit like that. But we knew from the get, like, he was gone, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because it's like people see you coming from a very specific place, music-wise, in terms of what you're into and shit. People wouldn't. There's been multiple. I was talking to Joe Budden. I mentioned like G Herbo and Bibby. Those are like Juice's dudes, and his jaw dropped. He's like, for real? He's like, this is why I need you around me. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but like
a lot of people probably don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's our little brother. Like, he won us for sure. Like 100%, he won us for sure. But it's crazy. Like 3 months ago, nobody knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? I knew that he was and he could and he was gonna blow. You know, and he could be a star, like this big star. Exactly what he is today. I knew he could be that, but I didn't even think it could happen that quick.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
Feel me?
It
really wasn't too much work you got to put into it because he worked, kid worked, he do a lot of music and shit, so he already had music. You just go play it for the right people.
Yeah, because there was one day where I was here and I just had him come through and he met me, but then I realized Dante Ross was here. He was trying to holler at him too, and then Cole Bennett came later in the day and I'm like, yo, Cole, I'm about to put you on this shit, this Juice Wrld shit. He's like, man, shut the fuck up. I've been on. He's like, I'm shooting that video next week.
Yeah, he shot Juice Wrld first video.
Yeah, I tried to put Cole on. He already had it.
Cole from the crib, you know, he gonna be on everything, man.
That's crazy though. It's like, does that ever make you feel like shit? The face of rap music is changing a lot. When the hottest videographer in Chicago is a 21-year-old white boy, and the hottest artist is an emo singer,
a 19-year-old emo singer from Chicago. That's crazy. Yeah, that's it. It changes. You know, man. That's the beauty of it. You can win off solely being yourself. You know what I'm saying? People don't like. I was just playing with one of my homies at Lala. I was talking to Cole. We was talking shit, playing and shooting some videos and shit. 'Cause Cole real, you know, he cool. He fuck with us heavy. So I'm talking to Cole and shit. And one of my homies was like, who is that? You know, he know Cole Bennett. He know, everybody knows Cole Bennett, the videographer, but people don't even know Cole. Like, they don't know how he look in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy, man. I'm like, yeah, you don't even, like, when I told him, like, that's Cole, he like, damn, you know, people don't even know that. That was crazy to me. Like, damn, people really don't even know who he is. And he one of the hottest videographers in the shit in the world right now to me.
There's a lot of people who are kind of, I mean, I'm going to mention Joe Budden again. I had to explain Joe Budden. I had to explain Cole Bennett to Joe Budden the other day too. And he was like, man, you know about mad shit I don't know about. I'm thinking, man, that's crazy as shit to me because that seems like such a, like the Lyrical Lemonade shit been so huge. But at the same time, like, I guess if you're really, really mainstream, he hasn't had that like one thing that's just made everybody necessarily check for it if you're sort of on a more adult level. Yeah,
that's what I was about to say. Like, he on a more adult level, so he not really checking for nothing that's not all the way mainstream. Like, if the shit ain't TMZ 24/7, he probably not gonna know about it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And that's cool, but it's a whole other world going on somewhere else where it's a lot of shit out here. Like, it's people still, to this day, I'm not up on, you know, it's a lot of people. And with the music game, it's a lot of people who, like, you would just be getting up on him and he got 30 million fans. He's selling out worldwide. This nigga's a multi-millionaire, and you just not figuring out who he is, you know?
And the crazy shit is that you guys are like pretty much the first generation of dudes. Well, I don't know the first generation, but the first generation of dudes in my mind, at least at Chicago, who like made a name for themselves without having to get signed right away, just basically using the internet. Yeah,
like when the internet wave was super big, and it like when Keith came out, that's when I feel like music just exploded. Like, I wasn't even really big on music. It was just Wayne, Jay-Z, you know, we listened to the shit that come out on the radio, watching videos on MTV. You know, I was still, like, in the streets. I knew how to rap. I was playing basketball, you know, but, like, when Sosa came out and we was doing, you know, just when the internet and all of that wave, yeah, we definitely like me, Social Louis, Baby, like all us were like the first, people to come like out and buzz, but we was still underground, like I was never feeling like I was mainstream or none of that.
But then the Juice Wrld type shit, like it goes
Shit
from
like that go from 0 to 100 quick.
to the point where like I feel like almost anybody I can mention Juice Wrld to that they're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Fucking right.
That's a weird feeling because
That's
it
crazy.
wasn't like that a couple months ago.
Yeah, hell yeah, like anybody, and you know what's funny? We was in New York, bro. This shit it was funny as fuck. My homie right there, he was with. We was in New York. We was at Shake Shack. It was all us out there, me, Baby, Juice Wrld, and there was this kid. It was a black kid. He was probably like 15, but he had on basketball gear, like he coming from basketball practice, and he looked, but I'm in my phone, so I think he noticed like it's me and Juice Wrld right there together, and I'm looking at my phone, I see like his jaw drop, his mouth. I'm thinking he coming to get a picture or something, say, shake my hand. He come directly to Juice Wrld. I'm like, damn, I forgot this nigga is lit, like overlit. You feel me? I forgot. You feel me? I ain't gonna let shit happen so quick. I'm not knowing everybody in the world know him already. You feel me? Like that shit was crazy. I'm like, damn, I forgot this little nigga lit. I knew he was lit, but it'll slip your mind so quick.
I mean, there's been a few clips I've seen on World Star and shit of Juice performing where there's just so many people singing along, and I'm just like, what? Like I thought he was lit, but I did not know it was anything like that.
Yeah, he on tour right now. It's crazy. Every day, crazy.
Yeah, I just seen him sell out the No-Go the other day.
Yeah, that's literally like overnight sensation. Nobody never seen nothing like that. But we knew it was going to be that. But we just so mind blown off of how fast it's happening. Like this shit happening like a real lightning wave, like a shock wave is hitting the entire world quick,
Do you like directly fuck with his music like that? Like, is it your style of shit, or do you just see it as like this is something that I can understand all these kids are gonna fuck with, but it's not really my thing?
No, I fuck with 100%. I fuck with all his music, and he got different styles. I fuck with that. I fuck with like knowing like this is music the same way like I am guidance or like I am that for the streets, for people in the streets to understand and relate to, and be able to look for and get guidance and help with their situation. He is that for emo kids and kids who go through other stuff with drug problems and bullying and cyber abuse, all that, and all the one, and heartbreak and all the teenage emotions, everything, all of that, everything that teenagers and high schoolers go through, because he's only 19 years old.
Right. Yeah, when I listen to him, it reminds me of the emo shit that I used to listen to when I was in high school, and I could just see how if that had existed at that time, that I probably wouldn't have felt the need to be into a band.
Right.
Kids now, they can get everything from hip hop. Like they could get the shit that makes them feel tough and the shit that talks about their feelings, all under one artist even. Because you got Juice Wrld who's making these emo anthems, but you also got 1 hour freestyle Juice Wrld, and he made all kinds of crazy different music.
Crazy shit. Exactly.
Do you feel like? Oh, it's kind of a unique situation you're in because you're still pushing hard with your solo career, but then you also are kind of trying to do the behind the scenes fucking with like a younger artist like him. Which one do you get like more pleasure from, and how do they both fit your personality?
A little bit of both, both. I would say I get pleasure out of course, pursuing my music career because that's what I'm passionate about. But I get pleasure out of just seeing that and being a part of that kind of stuff too, just being, knowing like I if it's been 30 days or however long, I seen him go from 0 to 100 quick, you know what I'm saying? And just being able to, that's my little brother, he lit. He a bigger artist than me for sure, 100%, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody know that, he know that, but he probably called me for guidance or called me, like that. You feel that's still my little brother, so to be able to still mold and try to help him and cultivate an artist and still be able to have my brand on the side, 150 Dream Team, while I'm building my artist, because I still want to be that too. So it's just me going through the motions of, being an artist that I want to be and have that set in stone in my career. Like, all right, he did this as far as being an artist. This what he completed, and this what he did as far as being the CEO and the businessman,
Is there a side of it where like you
role model, so and such and such?
But is there a side of it where I feel like you sort of like when you came in the game that you didn't really have anybody guiding you to how to make the right decisions, and that you are able to sort of be that person for him? Is that like kind of you like being able to see that he's actually like doing shit right on the industry level?
Yeah. I mean, and we got like as far as from like me and Baby and, you know, everybody else he got around, and G Money, you know, Baby brother, and like, you know, our homies and everybody that he got around because he young, like the mistakes that I might have made or Baby probably made, we not gonna let him make for sure, you know,
Right.
like, because we got him, you know, we got his back, we got his best interest at heart, you know, and probably if I had that, like I did have it on like a big brother standpoint, you know, like Mickey Halsted, my big bro, he like as far as guidance, but like at the time when I was doing music, I never had like another artist that was reaching out to me and telling me, all right, the industry full of this, and you gonna run into this, and this, that, and the third, and you should do this, and don't worry about this, and don't pay attention to that, you know, like I ain't never really had that, you feel me? And he got that, you know, with me and Baby and with other people. Everybody fuck with him. Yachty fuck with him. Uzi fuck with him. You know, everybody fuck with him, you feel me? So
Yeah, that is a weird thing. Just to see everybody like embracing people so much nowadays, it seems like people just know that that's the way. Like you don't need to just beef with somebody because they coming into your slot.
It was a lot of bitter shit going on in the music industry, you know, early on a few years ago, but now people seeing it's so much money out here. Everybody like, why you hate on him? You rich, you rich, you rich, you rich, you rich. We all rich. What the fuck is we hating on each other for? We could embrace each other and make it look better. We can embrace each other, make more money together. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we better about, you know? So even if you better or the next person better or making more money than you, it don't matter. Like, well, from my perspective, you know what I'm saying? Because I come from nothing. If I come from nothing and I done made so much out of my situation, I don't care how better you are than me or how much money you got than me, because I ain't never had no money. And now I'm taking care of my whole family and everybody who anywhere near me, you know, because we never seen any of this coming. So I feel like I'm winning regardless, you know, so why not embrace the next man, you feel me? That's just my perspective. And I think even if the next person don't have that perspective, the industry and the world is just so full of followers and rave riders, they gonna do it just because it's cool to embrace the next artist now, you know, and it's cool to not be a hater, not dick riding. It's cool to show love, you feel me? It's cool to be a real nigga now. So if being a real nigga back in style, everybody gonna try to be a real nigga, you know, even if you ain't a real nigga.
Yeah, because you know I was in the studio with Juice a couple months ago, and like you know there's a bunch of people in the studio with him, and then I went to the studio with Keith like 2 days later. It's like all the same people, it was like shitload of the same people. I was like, damn, the fucking Chicago dudes seem like they really stick together out here.
Yeah, that's who we been, like that's who we with every day, you know, like as far as us and Sosa and them, especially if we not in Chicago. Like, 'cause in Chicago, we from different areas of the city. You know, we got different families, different hoods, all that. So we gonna be where, of course, we from. But out here in L.A., Atlanta, wherever else, we gonna stick together. We are all here together. You feel me? So if we bump into Sosa and them somewhere, we all together. We are one at that point, in that moment. You feel me? So, of course, and it's good to see that Chicago. It feel good to know that we getting to, and that's because we getting money now. Ain't no egos or big eyes or little U's, none of that, you know. So everybody able to just get money, make more money, you know what I'm saying? Congratulate the next man, you feel me? Help each other. We gonna all push each other, you know, to get bigger.
For sure. Yeah, actually, before we get off the Juice topic, I asked him, I said, you got any questions for Herbo? He said, tell him to run me that 10K for basketball back.
Run him the 10K.
You scammed
Juice
him?
Wrld scared, man. He know what's going on with me. I bust his ass for that 10,000. He want to run it back. He really was supposed to run it back for 50. We could meet in the middle at 20, though. We could meet in the middle of the dub, Juice Wrld, man. You know, you little bro. I'm going to call you after this interview. We going to set it up, man, put it together. You know, that's little bro. What's
your honest opinion of him as a basketball player?
He probably used to be good, man. He like, you could tell he a little, you know, he know a little couple moves. He know how to dribble the ball. He's strong, a little orthodox with it. But you could tell that boy been doing drugs for 5 years straight. Heavy drugs, all that shit that made him record Lucid Dreams and Waste It and Lean With Me, that shit right there. But no, look, yeah, I though, man. But I used to really play basketball. Like I took that shit serious. So Juice Wrld know he can't fuck with me.
Right.
We gonna play for that money. He know he can't fuck with me, man.
That's a lucid dream of his.
Yeah, that's a lucid dream, Juice Wrld, man.
When it comes to the drug thing, though, like, how do you feel about that? Because, like, I look at him sometimes, too, and, I mean, he talks about it pretty candidly in his music, so it ain't really no reason to avoid talking about it. But do you worry about him and his drug use?
No, man. I don't worry about him. He cool, man. Little bro doing him, man. He not really, like, he's not a junkie. Like, he, you know, like, he's not, it's not to a point where we like, oh, shit, let's worry about Juice, you know. He just freely and openly talks about him doing drugs, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got problems, everybody got vices and demons. They fighting for whatever reasons. And I do the same thing, you know. I had my drug of choice over, you know what I'm saying, my lifetime, my career, whatever, you know. So, yeah, I ain't never got to a point where I'm judging him, you know.
You want a Bearwood while we're at it?
That's my man's, man. A Bearwood.
You know the owner, Eli.
Yeah, I just was hollering at him, man. I ain't been smoking.
Shout out
I ain't been smoking the pre-rolls lately, man.
Yeah, we got the glass tips and everything.
I hit it like once or twice, man. You got some V-Lab over there, man. I know this ain't my flavor.
I got like regular weed too. Actually, shit on in my backpack anymore.
I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you.
Whoa. Oh shit, they got one over there.
I'm gonna just open this and see how this coming, but I know this ain't. What I got over there, there's some shit, Jack.
Oh shit, that got a hole in it, huh?
Yeah, let me check you out over here. Come on, let me show
that
you.
might have been in my backpack for too long.
Man.
All right, we're gonna have to re-roll this at some point.
Let me show him the V-Lab real quick, Vic.
Okay, so now we have the side-by-side comparison.
That's V-Lab right there.
They're pretty similar in size, but one tapers down a bit more to the glass tip. One's a little bit more thorough across.
Yeah.
The one that he just rolled, it's not a fair fight because this one is not as good a wood as that. That one's darker.
Nah, they all good, man. They the same. It's a fair fight.
Not the blunt itself, but the original wood. This one's like one of the lighter ones that's a little bit more difficult.
Some OGs, I'm gonna think of. Oh, damn. Rip that one too.
You could just smoke it like that too, I guess, or just save the tip.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do.
Maybe those were sitting in my bag for too long. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna save the tip. Yeah, them bitches getting stale, but I'm gonna flame with this V-Lab.
These days, though, are you mostly just a weed smoker, or are you fucking around with other shit too still?
Yeah, weed. I'm just a weed smoker these days, man. I be chilling.
The
Studio
lean don't do it anymore?
Yeah, I ain't been fucking with the lean. I've been chilling on the lean, you know.
Life gets complicated when you're on the lean, huh?
Yeah. Not really, but I just was, I mean, I ain't gonna say complicated. I just slowed down. Just want to try something different, really, you know. I did that. I wasn't really, like, I wasn't one of those people who was on the lean because it was cool. I wasn't a wave lean sipper. Like, I really had 10 years in, 8 years in with leans. You feel me? Like 7 years. If I would have still been drinking lean to this day, I would have like probably 10 years in drinking lean, period, you know. So other rappers can't say they've been drinking lean for 10 years. Not my age.
I mean, it's not pretty doing it for that long, huh?
Exactly. It ain't nothing cool, or, you know. So I stopped it because that was a decision I made. You feel me? I wasn't doing the kick the cup challenge. You know, I wasn't doing none of that wave riding and none of that shit. I was just made a decision to stop doing lean. I wanted to really focus, though. You know, that's what it was. Like even when honestly, I'm gonna give you my honest to God, like what I was. It's like. When I stopped, I wasn't even like, oh no, I'm gonna make a health decision. Stop. I was just trying to focus. I'm like, man, I need to get to a point in my life where I need to just lock in and just turn all the way up, you know. And I stopped drinking lean and just focused on just going. I was dedicated to something. I had a purpose, you know. I wanted to make millions of dollars, you know. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm finna just go to the studio every day, go home, sacrifice drinking lean and being in the streets. So I sacrificed both of those two vices, and it wasn't like I ain't even say, oh, I'm gonna stop drinking lean forever. You know, I just need to get to a certain point, you know.
It's like if you really want to use the full day to its maximum potential, it's like waking up with a crazy hangover or just fucking yourself up for like 8 hours at night and shit. It just makes it really tough to, like, you know, continue to like work hard at the shit that you're trying to accomplish, especially if you feel like you're really like having to like use every single hour of the day, you know?
Yeah, I was on lean like super heavy, so slowed down on it, and it's a lot of vices, you know. Got its pros and its cons. I'm like, nah. I just had a little goal I set for myself. I'm like, fuck it, I'm finna lock in and just focus on music, solely music, and I ain't look back.
You feel like the fatherhood thing helped in that regard too?
What, to stop doing lean?
Or just get serious about your life in general?
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure, 100%. Ever since I had my son, I just been like super active, just in grind mode, you know, trying to do everything, trying to capitalize on every opportunity. Literally, like, studio, home, shows, home, whatever, you know, like, just locked in, or even just being on the road, just in the time that I do spend with my son, whether it's a whole day, a week, you know, a few hours, you know, I'm just gonna make the best of that, you know, and just try to be the best father I could be and try to be the best me I could be, because I feel like ever since I had my son, I gotta work, I gotta grind, gotta get all the money right now, you know, because it may come a point where I just want to chill. I may want to take my family and go cruise for however many months, 6 months, you know. I'm thinking about the future. I ain't really thinking about today, you know.
You ever get that feeling though that it's like, yeah, you might be in the studio till 4 a.m, or you might be on tour for a couple of weeks, but it's like that hard decision to make. You can either like really see your kid grow up and spend a lot of time with them, or you could go out there and like get the money that'll make sure that they're safe like later in life.
Exactly, and that's what I'm doing right now. Like, that's my whole mindset. I'm trying to go, like, even right now when I may be getting to my girl, whatever the case may be. You feel me? Like, if I gotta go out and grind and be gone for X amount of weeks, and then come home and something else come up, like, oh yeah, you gotta go, you gotta be here, and it makes sense, the best decision for the long-term goal and where I'm trying to get to in life, you know, I gotta do it. You know, it ain't, and I made that decision a while ago too. Like, it ain't really about what I want to do no more. It's what I have to do. This is why I say I want to be in life, and I gotta do this, that, and the third. It's not about what I want to do. I have to do this to get to where I want to be. So either I'm gonna do it or I'm gonna not. That's gonna be the difference in me getting there, because I didn't do this.
Yeah, facts. Do you were you as surprised as everybody else when the Who Run It shit blew the fuck up?
Hell yeah.
Because that was a pretty random freestyle on your part that just became a thing.
I definitely didn't think so. You know, it was a random freestyle, random beat. I just was going through beats and I picked that beat up. All right, pull that up, pull that 3/6 beat up. I did it, and that shit just blew. And that was really, I feel like that was a sign though, you know, because I wasn't gonna go do that interview. I had hurt my foot earlier, like that week or some shit, and it was fucked up. Like, I didn't even want to put shoes on, walk or nothing, you know. So I didn't even want to go do that interview, and I wound up doing it, and that shit blew up. It was a turning point in my career. So that was another reminder, like, it ain't about what you want to do. It's the little things, you know, the little things that count, and it could be the difference, you know. And that's the message that I got from that, you know. Like, I'm a deep thinker. I be analyzing shit, because I was not going to do that interview, you know. And Bebe just randomly made me freestyle, you know. And shit, it did change my life. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's just crazy, because I mean, I went back and re-listened to it today, and there's something about how you don't seem like you're trying that hard, but you just slaughter the fucking beat and you rap on it in like a really like different, creative way, and like a totally different way than the way that it was originally rapped on. And I don't know why like people seized upon it so much, but there's a lot of truth to it. That is just like, it was just a great freestyle. But I still am like amazed that it just became this thing that everybody wanted to copy.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, because people were looking at it like, probably, you got people who look at shit differently, you know. Like, that was just a random freestyle that went crazy for me, and it was really a turning point. Like, I ain't gonna say a turning point in my career, but it was, because it was like the most streamed song I had, or the most remixed song I did. It just made my shows better, you know. It just made me a lot of money at the time. Just, it put a little spotlight on me, you know, that probably wasn't there. So like, I feel like other people probably looked at it like, damn, this freestyle just did this for him. Let me see if it's gonna, you know, turn me up a little bit. So that's probably why I got bigger and bigger. Other people was like, all right, this shit buzzing, I'm gonna do it. Maybe it's gonna just turn me up, just because people gonna look at, oh, yeah, he did a Who Run It, listen to his shit real quick, you know. It was other ways for people to capitalize off of it too.
Yeah, okay, but other than that one, when you did Everything, did you know that was a fucking moment? Like, did you realize? No?
Nah. Like, even though I'm gonna kind of take that back though, because when I recorded that song, something told me, and I didn't record songs like that. You know, I was with Southside. He dropped the beats off, and he had to go record with Future. He like, man, I gotta go fuck with Future at the other studio. So he had just left the beats, and you know, went and slid on Future, and I did this shit, and I was just really, my mood in the studio was, I had like, cause I be having assignments. You know, Southside would give me assignments too. He'd leave me like 8 beats, and that's it. You know, like you only gonna do them 8 beats, or you gotta do those all 8 beats. You know, like one or the other. You feel me?
He's a different kind of producer.
Yeah,
huh?
it'd be shit like that.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, do like, man, you do these 8 beats or do these 4 beats, or you know, like he'd leave me. He'd go through 40, 50 beats and only leave me 5 and make me do those 5 beats. You know, like shit like that. So I was done with whatever I had to do, and he had left some other beats. You know, he came in. He was gone, came in, left them little 3 beats or whatever, left back out, and everything was one of the beats. And I just went in playing. I'm like, man, I'm not even finna, because I usually take my music seriously. You feel me? Like, man, even when I'm freestyling or whatever off the top, I be overthinking sometimes. My homie be telling me, like, man, just loosen up. You be overthinking, and you could just go in there and really say whatever come to your head. The shit still be sounding hard. So I went in there, but he didn't tell me that. You know, I literally was just thinking, like, man, I'm not even finna put too much effort into this shit. I'm about to just go in the studio and just say whatever. I went in and hit the scene so fresh, so motherfucking clean, you know, like, shit was simple, and the shit came out hard, you feel me?
Yeah.
And when I heard it after, I'm like, damn, bro, I just made a hard-ass song out of really just dumbing my raps down, you know, like, I'm like, damn, this shit gonna be big, you know, and then it was like a turning point where, like, I started just dumbing my music down from that point, like.
Do you feel like that's been a positive thing, though?
Yeah, like it's been a pro and con, because people know I can rap. You know, I know how to do hip hop shit. Like,
right.
I can rap for 4 minutes straight, 5 minutes straight. I got 4 or 5, 4 minutes of hills, 5 of them or some shit like that. You know, like everybody know I'm a hip hop type of dude. You feel me? So if I could do that too, it makes me more versatile. Like, damn, Herb could turn me up too. He just made some shit that made me cry. You know, like my music deep. You know, my fans. I got all my fans from really, you know, touching them. And then I could do this shit. It's like I'm evolving as an artist, you know. And I just started to dumb my raps down.
But I mean, I feel like there's an extent to which dumbing your raps down is like a good thing, because it like sort of makes the music more enjoyable. But that's got to be sort of a weird thing for somebody like you who can really rap his ass off, is knowing that dumbing it down a little bit could help.
Yeah, it could help, and that's the world we live in today. But you know, I'm paying the bills. You know, that's it. You know, and I'm having fun. You know, I'm passionate about my music, but it come to a point where it's strategic. You know, it's not just music. Like, this shit is my life, my real life. I live, eat, breathe music. So I'm trying to think of ways to change my music a little bit, touch fans in a different way. I want to capture the whole world. Like, my vision is to be bigger than life. So I'm trying to think of ways to capture the whole world. Like, all right, my shit ain't capturing the whole world this way. I got a percent of the world this way. I'm finna try to get a whole nother percent doing this shit.
Sure.
You know, so that was the route I took, and just dumbing my raps down. It's been good for me, you know, and it's gonna come to a point where I'm gonna have to get back over here and touch my hip hop fans again. Now I can play both, you know. I created that lane for myself to be able to play both and still not lose myself, still being myself. I'm G Herbo, I'm SWERVO, you know.
Was that the first time, was it the first time that you ever hit up Chance to get on a song?
Nah, I had Chance. My first time hitting Chance for a record was Fight or Flight with me, him, and Common. That was in like 2014 or something, 15. You know, Chance been fucking with me. You know, that's a
different Chance
that's a
at
real
the time.
nigga right there, man.
But so you must have really had a lot of confidence in that song that you were like, nah, we got to make this a real Chicago moment.
The song was big. Everybody I played for, they loved it, you know. So I knew it. Once I got that reaction, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make the song big. I'm gonna put Uzi on it. I was, you know, Uzi my homie, so me and him, I'm hanging with him for like, I don't know, every day. You know, we just together, fucking around in Atlanta. And I randomly was playing this shit before it came out. You know, the song wasn't out yet. Then I put it out, the regular shit. Then I put the remix out with Uzi. But Uzi had already hopped on it, you know.
Okay.
Uzi jumped on the shit in Atlanta. Then, you know, we just saved it. Then put Chance on it later. You know, we like, man, fuck it. We gonna put Chance on it too. I hear Chance. You know, that's just different avenues. You know, me and Chance on one record, you getting two different worlds anyway. So then we bring in Uzi on the record. That's a whole nother life. So we just add so much more spark to this record.
You feel like Chance like debuted like a whole new rhyme style? Like I felt like he just went so much harder on that than you would. I would have never expected him to rap like that on it.
Yeah. Chance, he always surprised you. I ain't gonna lie, he surprised me a lot with a lot of his shit. Like every time I hear some new Chance, I'm surprised because he versatile, man. He switches shit up. You know, he came into my world, and people forget like Chance. So he's so smart. You know, people really like look at him like he a politician or some shit. You feel me? But he'd get on there and get to talking like some real Chicago shit, get to talking about the rink and all type of old shit. We like, damn, Chance, man, you still remember this shit? You know, like he could do that too, you know. So,
it's a weird thing with a dude who's like that smart that he could do whatever he wants, really.
Yeah, whatever. He literally could do whatever he want in life. That's crazy.
He shows it all the time and shit too. I mean, that song just made me just think like, holy fuck, you could be rapping like that all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't.
But
you're
you
in
don't.
another world.
But you don't.
Yeah. That's real talent. That's crazy. I wanted to ask you this too. Is like, how'd you feel when you seen Juice Wrld hopping in beef sort of with a certain person who's taking shots at Chicago? Did you feel like that was a bad career move for him? Did you want to tell him to back off, or you think it was good?
No, that's Juice lane, man. He could do that. You feel me? He got us, you know. He got everybody behind him. He could do whatever he want to do, shit. But me, that ain't my lane. I don't do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't for me, you know. But Juice, that's what he could do all day. They actually like good opponents for each other. You know what I'm saying?
A couple of trolls. I mean, kind of forced Juice Wrld to do a little bit more trolling than he never really did before,
man,
I guess.
You know, Juice, and the good thing about it, Juice not forced to be a street nigga. He can be if he wanted to be, you know, if he got that side of him, you know what I'm saying, so be it. But he don't have to be. Nobody forcing him to be.
I was with him the night X died, actually, to be honest, and I felt like I saw that kind of shake him up. Like, and if you hear that song he made that night, he's even saying it like he's like, just sort of like acknowledging, like, damn, this is my reality now, is that I could get shot over being famous.
Fucking right.
Yeah. It's a weird thing to realize.
Being famous, you get shot over being not famous. You get shot over being innocent, guilty. You get shot for anything in 2018. So the best advice is to get a gun. Shit, don't get shot. Best advice. Get you security or just, I don't know, stay out the way. Because you could get shot for anything. You get shot for knowing how to fight. Get shot for anything. So shit.
Yeah.
Don't get shot.
Scary shit, man.
Scary.
Oh, man. About that topic, though, too, I just want to say, like, how do we make violence and killing less cool in rap? As somebody who's really seen the extent of that.
You could make it less cool by creating more opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain people who, they don't have a choice but to kill. It's certain people who don't have a choice but to kill, but to survive, you know what I'm saying? And you can't judge those people. But there's certain people who think killing is cool, like you said, through rap music and that kind of shit. And you got to create more opportunities for the people who don't have a choice but to kill. Create opportunities for them so they can provide and take care of their family, because those the people I rap about. Those the people that's me and the people who I relate to and what I come from. You know what I'm saying? I don't come from the people who think it's cool to do what we do and cool to be in the streets, because everybody in the streets know it's only one object, and that's to get out. You know what I'm saying? So really only two outcomes that you get from being in the streets, and everybody know that, you know. So I feel like the only way to make it less cool or less killing is to create opportunities for the people who don't have no choice but to kill. The people who got people trying to kill them. The people who got to kill to survive, kill to take care of their family just because they want to make a way and they don't have jobs. You can't get a job, so you got to hustle. You know what I'm saying? You can't hustle because you got people trying to kill you because you hustling on the block that don't nobody own. Everybody paying taxes on. So it was set up to be that way, I feel like, for us to kill and keep killing on our generations. So if we don't set it up for us to take care of ourselves and take care of our family and generations, it's going to stay that way. And then for the people who think it's cool to kill all the followers, they ain't going to do shit but follow the wave, do what they've been doing, following. So when it's cool to get money, they going to try to get money. When it's cool to stay in the house, they going to stay in the house. Whatever it's cool to do, they going to do. They just in the way. They don't have no guidance. They don't know what to do. They going to do whatever the next man doing. So when you change that, you could change the world because everybody else is going to just fall in line with it.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel when you see those like statistics come out? Like the last weekend or some shit, it was like 70 people got shot in Chicago, 9 died, something along those lines.
I just talked about it.
Does it make you want to stay the fuck away?
Yeah, it make you want to stay away, of course. You know, you got to maneuver through it. That's all I've been doing, trying to maneuver through those obstacles all my life. Even before I was doing music, I've been maneuvering through obstacles, you know. So if I ain't going to change it or we not going to change it as a whole, you know, and I'm trying my best, but it's only so much that I could do for my people. I got to start with my people first before I get to try and help your people and the next person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to start with me and my people. You know, we got to change our mindsets and our way of life and our thinking first, you know, our thinking patterns.
Yeah.
So
I just recently seen like a clothing company come out with some like Chirac shirt designs with guns on them and all this shit. And I seen like a lot of backlash. Like people really upset. Yeah.
Yeah, Barry.
Yeah. I mean,
I just had some of that shit on yesterday. You got it on right there. Let me see. Grab your hoodie.
I'm trying to get
Let me see
plugged.
that hoodie. Hey, let me see that hoodie. Grab that hoodie.
Okay, but I've seen a lot of commotion online, people saying that this is like, you know, sort of taking the culture and making a joke out of the violence side of it. How do you feel about that?
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm about to show you the hoodie. The hoodie is say I hard shy, and they got a 30 upside down on it. He embracing the culture. He's not, this is what's going on. And in order to change the world and change people's environment and change people's thought process, I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to say it, is step into that world. He's stepping into our world. He giving back to, if you really want to look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came and he giving out whatever he giving out and selling or whatever the case may be, and you might think he doing some culture vulture shit or however the case, but you got to put yourself in that world. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody on the outside saying, oh, you embracing it. That's what's going on. It is killing. You know what I'm saying? And people like me, I am Chicago. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't want to be from no other place. So I'm going to buy that hoodie that say I love shot with the 30 hanging off of it, because the 30 kept me alive. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't trying to say it in the sense of me having to do nothing to nobody else people or commit no violent crimes, but this the life we live. We ain't got no other choice. You're not about to call me a bad person because Trayvon Martin got killed for walking down the street from a stay your ground law, for walking down somebody's street. And I might get killed for having on a nice hoodie, a nice jacket. So if I got a gun, I ain't supposed to protect myself. I'm a bad guy. I'm a thug. I'm a gangster now. But this the life that this is what we brought up to. And then I can't blame the person who trying to rob me for my $1,000 coat, because he can't get a job. He had got locked up when he was 9 years old, 10 years old, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 for stealing, whatever, trying to survive, however the case may be. And he can't get a job. He can't get right because it was set up for us to fail. It's designed for us to fail. It's designed for us to kill each other. It's designed for our thought process to be the way it is, for us to think the way we think, you know? So Barry ain't do nothing but get back to the culture. The 30 kept me alive, you know what I'm saying? I love Chicago. I love my 30, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and that's just the sense of me being all the way real. You know, you got to put yourself into people's world, you know what I'm saying, to bring them out of it, you know, and there ain't nothing going to change unless people like me, people like Barry, or people like whoever from Chicago, and Barry not even from Chicago, but just, you got to get back. You got to put yourself into that world. You got to put yourself in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why you robbing. I understand why you killing. I ain't saying it's good or it's bad, but I understand why. Let me try to get you out of this environment. Let me try to put you in a situation where you could take care of your mother and your kids, where you ain't got to go out and try to rob and kill no more. Because if you're taking care of your mother and your kids, you're not going to try to rob and kill, because you're not going to try to go to jail, because you know You got these people depending on you. You got responsibilities now. And when you a man and you got responsibilities and you able to take care of your responsibilities, it feel good as a man. You won't get it up for nothing in the world. You're not going to jeopardize that because you know I got people depending on me. And as a man, it feel good when you got people depending on you. You know what I'm saying? It feel good. You want to take care of your family. So if we ain't going to have more of that, less talking and backlash and saying, yeah, you a bad, no, you ain't supposed to be doing this, and you shine a light on negativity, and less of that and more really try and make a difference in doing the shit that I'm saying because I know it's going to make a difference. Leave it alone. Don't even say nothing about it, you know, because y'all don't understand what's going on. The people that's talking about the shit always saying, yeah, ooh, and all the backlash, they don't know what's going on. They don't know. They not in my brain. So once I tell them that, then they like, oh, damn. They shutting up. They don't know what else to say after that. They're like, oh, shit, you right. I fucked up.
I mean, it's a very similar argument to the argument that people make against academics when he was doing the war in Chirac shit. They're saying this is somebody who's not from here coming in and maybe taking like a little bit too much of a lighthearted perspective on some very real shit that's going on. How would you compare that? Have you felt that way about that kind of content online?
It's a difference, though. Like, I don't really pay attention. Like, I be on academics page, but I don't really pay attention to, like, the shit, all that war on Chirac and the shit that he do to get attention from the internet, the people who really want to know what's going on in Chirac. Me, I'm not going to pay attention to it because I know about the war on Chirac. I was a part of the war on Chirac. I'm the product of the war on Chirac. You get what I'm saying? He not a product of that. And the people who probably own it and watch it and comment on it, not a product of it either, you know? So I don't really understand that, but he was like touching on sensitive subjects and shit that he didn't really know nothing about because he already on a whole nother part of the world, you know what I'm saying? He on the West Coast, East Coast, and we on the Midwest, we in Chicago, you know, so only Chicago understand Chicago, only New York understand New York, you get what I'm saying? Like, everybody got their own culture, problems, whatever the case may be, and just on the outside looking in, because there's always people on the outside. Chicago know why Chicago bad. Chicago understand Chicago. Like, all the people in Chicago, the police, like, and I ain't gonna speak on my situation or nothing that happened with me. Like, when I got arrested for that gun, you know, people, the police and a lot of people, like, the police, the Chicago Police Department, you know, they was upset. Like, some police out to get me or whatever wanted me to be in that situation. Some people was upset that I even put myself in that situation because they knew I had to be in that situation. They know what we up against in Chicago, and they know why people got to carry firearms to protect themselves. So they like, damn, you let them people trick you. You get what I'm saying? Like, they more so like that. People in Chicago, even the police, they know what's going on, especially black. They know what we up against. They know it's built for us to fail. So they looking like, you got all this money, you supposed to hire armed security, because they ain't saying nothing about me not having a gun. They know I'm supposed to have a gun on me. They know somebody will try to kill me. They know somebody will try to rob me. They know what I'm up against. You know what I'm saying? They just saying, all right, you should have moved that way. You get what I'm saying? Like, people in Chicago understand. They not judging us. The politicians, they judging us because they trying to make it look bad on us, but they really need to be judging themselves because y'all got all this money coming in and y'all not giving back to the schools and giving back to youth centers and all these programs and shit like that. Once the youth centers end it, like, close in my neighborhood, that's when everybody started dying. When all my homies started dying, we ain't had nothing to do but stand on the block all day. When we had youth centers in Chicago, now those over with. Ain't no funds and none of that. Nobody supporting the shit. The mayors, nobody supporting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody supporting it. I'm the only person really in Chicago probably that's trying to bring that back to life, you know, and I'm doing that quietly. I don't really broadcast it. I'm just going to do it. But nobody support that. When I was growing up, we got out of school at 2:30. We had the youth center. We could be in there from 3 to 8 o'clock. All those hours, we safe, we out the streets, we out of harm's way. We had somewhere to go all that time. Now we don't got nowhere to go, so we on the streets. We standing outside on the corner on Saturday night from 5 hours straight. You know how dangerous that is to stand out there for 1 hour straight? Imagine 5 hours, imagine 12 hours, imagine 16 hours. You know how much could happen? Imagine years. Imagine standing out there every day for the rest of your life. I know niggas that's 30 that been out there every day, every fucking day for their whole life. You know how dangerous that is? Yeah. That's dangerous. That's more dangerous. I guarantee you that's more dangerous than going to sign up for the Army. I bet you. I guarantee you I could bet you any kind of money. If somebody did a project, like, somebody could come and reach out, whoever do studies on it, when we could really get into this. I guarantee if you do studies on somebody being outside on 79th Street for a year straight and somebody being in the Army and the military for a year straight, I bet you're going to be probably facing way more dangerous shit out there on 79th than you're going to be facing in the Army. Because they train. They in safe environments. They not what? Ain't no fucking bullets constantly flying at them all day and they can't protect themselves. They not up against that. We up against that all day, nonstop. So I guarantee you, it's way more dangerous on 79th than in the war. And I'm just not thinking of that right now, but I'm making perfect sense. And I believe myself. And I could bet anything. I could bet money. I bet $100,000 to anybody who want to do study on that. I guarantee you it's more dangerous on my corner, 79th and Essex, than in the Army. I guarantee.
And it's like, if you ask those kids who are just posted up on the block all day, like, I was just in Long Beach doing a video with this rapper, and there's all these 17, 18-year-old kids that are just posted up in the alley. Like, you know, he's doing this rapper shit, but, like, these kids are still out there on the block every day. And my filmer asked him, he said, where do you guys see yourself 5-10 years from now? And they all didn't know what the fuck to say.
Yeah, they ain't know.
And some of them were like, man, that gang shit.
I ain't really know either. Like,
you know?
I couldn't picture myself being 22 when I was 13. And he'd tell you, like, my big brother tell you, I couldn't really imagine how I would be, how I would act or nothing if I were to be alive. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I ain't even going, and I knew, and I'm the type of nigga, I'm gonna expect the worst. That's how I get home every night. I'm prepared for anything, you know. I'm gonna expect the worst all day, so I'm not even gonna say I ain't think I was gonna get home, because I know I'm gonna get home at night. I'm confident I'm gonna get home at night. But I still didn't know where I would be in 5-10 years. I couldn't visualize where or what I would be, you know. Like, my little cousin got shot when he was 13 years old. He ain't up at 19, and guess what he at? He in jail, fighting 4 homicides, quadruple murder at 19. That's what the system set up for us to do. He got shot at 13, and he in jail at 19, facing life. He fighting for the rest of his life right now at 19. He ain't been nothing but a statistic his whole life.
That's crazy.
This my blood little cousin.
That's fucked up, man. When you think of a 19-year-old kid in that position, it's like such a big part of me that does not feel like a 19-year-old.
That was his first time getting shot. Matter of fact, when I got shot a year and a half later, he got shot with me. So that was his second time getting shot. He got shot when my homie Rock got killed. My homie got killed. He was 13 getting shot with a nigga that he didn't know all his life growing up getting killed. That's 18. He 13, he gets shot, 18-year-old get killed. A year and a half later, I get shot. I'm his blood cousin. He gets shot again. He ain't shit but 14, 15. He 19. Now he in jail fighting 4 homicides. He ain't been nothing but a statistic his whole life. And it ain't nothing but a million of him in Chicago. You think he the only person that's up against what he up against? It's a million of him.
That's crazy. How do you even talk to like a young kid these days? You talk to a random 16-year-old kid in the hood, like what kind of shit do you feel like you could say to him?
Tell him to stay focused. You know, you can't judge him. You can't tell him, man, stop gang banging, stay out of the streets, because you don't know what he up against. He could be up against what my little cousin was up against, you know? He ain't got nothing but the streets. That's his only family. It's his only family. That's the only love he feel. That's the only place you feel at home. When you got that, when you got a house, a home with a mother, father, auntie, grandma, but the streets, the only place that you feel love, come on, man. What the fuck else you gonna do but be in the streets? You gotta tell him be focused. You gotta tell him do the right shit, have morals, take care of your family, man. Strive to be better. Try to be better than the streets. I ain't gonna tell you don't be in the streets, you know, because I'm in the streets. I know what come with the streets. I'm gonna tell you be better than the streets. Just want something for yourself, you know. You're a 16-year-old. Get out the streets somehow if you can. Try to get out the streets, you know. Don't try to be in the streets all your life. Because if I got a family and I don't feel no love with my family and I feel love in the streets, that's my family. My family is the streets. Point blank, period.
Those kids would feel so alone if they didn't have that gang support system.
If you ain't had that, you would feel alone. You would feel like nothing. You would feel like you just nothing. How could you?
A place that
God
dangerous?
Ain't put us here to be not feel no love. God ain't put us on the earth to just not have nobody to love and care for us. So if that's the only love and care we got, so be it. We gonna run with it, and that's why our loyalty. You know how you would die for your mother, you would kill for your mother and your father. That's why niggas out here killing for their brothers and they block, because that's the only love and the only loyalty they ever knew.
It's real. What else? Shit, that was intense. We got real into it there.
Yeah, because people don't understand that type of shit, man. That shit shit. I don't know, and that's reality to me. The people that you see this shit mind blown to you, this shit that I could talk about all day long. Cause this shit that I've been living for my whole life, this shit normal to me, bro. And that ain't regular, that ain't normal, that shit ain't right. You feel me? Like, that shit ain't right that I'm talking about this normally and you over here shocked, you feel me? Like, that shit ain't right.
Yeah, you've seen some shit, man. Why should people go cop this album? Why do they need this in their life?
SWERVO, you know, because I'm able to talk about all this shit and still be able to deliver this, you know. I'm a walking, living proof of that you could do it too, you know, and try and give motivation, you know, to the trenches, you know, to the streets. That's what SWERVO is, you know, just me coming from what I come from and everything. I'm glad we just did this interview because I'm able to sum up what SWERVO is without even having to talk about SWERVO. Me coming from all of that and being able to do this and going to buy a $100,000 chain and going to buy a $200,000 or $300,000 car and buying $1 million house and, you know, being able to do this and take care of my mama and my kids and know my son ain't got to worry about nothing if he want to do what I did, or not in the streets, but if he want to, you know, follow my footsteps, whatever, his future is secure, you know. And me coming from that, you coming from what you coming from, if you in the streets, you could do the same thing I did. That's what SWERVO is. Me talking to the world, telling them I did this, you know. And we humble. We from the streets, so we know how quick it could be taken away. All this shit could be gone tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna talk about it because it's here. We got it, you know, and we should enjoy it. We work for it. If you work for it, you should enjoy it, you know. Make you want to work for it just so you can enjoy it.
For sure. G Herbo still in the game, man. Still killing it after all these years.
Yeah, man, gang shit. We smoking V-Live right now, you know.
Facts. All right, yo, so I appreciate you coming on, man. It was dope to finally get to have a real conversation and shit.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Rest in peace to all the people we lost this year.
Long live all the kings. You know, we don't say R.I.P. to guys. It's long live the kings, and, you know, long live everybody. You know, you don't even rest. Ain't no such thing as rest if they living through you, you know, so. And the mottos we live by, and that's the motto you should live by too, you know. Long live everybody that's ever been lost to any tragedies. Just strive to be something, man. It's G Swervo, you know.
Thanks.
Try and be great around here.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. This has been No Jumper.
Ain't shit, swear.
Coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes.
No Jumper.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I'm ballin' like an LP, we got no joy. Ballin' like an LP.